Hello, everybody, and welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, notification. All right, we have a triple header, and we are starting first 3 episodes for season 1 of the Real Housewives of Durban. And hold on. Episode 1, Durban, please stand up. Episode 2 is called Baby Mama. And episode 3 is called For the Sake of the Children. Oof. Okay, Jamal, what did you think?
Overall,
What
I
did you
like them.
think?
They make me smile because, like I was telling, faces tell you everything. Like they're not fronting. Like how they you can see when someone says something they don't like, you can see it on their face right away. And production, the filming catch all of it, and I love it.
They are an interesting and unique bunch, and most of them seem to be friends, sort of, or run in the same circles. And these are like really established women with businesses, like serious businesses, like wineries, construction, um, uh, event planning, entertainment, music management. It's a lot. It's a lot going on here. So I don't think I will be bored. And I did start watching this when it first came on last year, the bootleg copies on YouTube, but the bootleg copies were so bad. But um I'm going to enjoy this.
They're just a fun group of ladies, and
Mhm.
you can tell that there's, like you said, that most of them are friends on some level, be it social or personal. But like I
Mhm.
said, you can see the issues, and they seem real.
Yeah. Yeah. So the first episode is like an introduction to the majority of these ladies and a Diwali dinner that one of the ladies is hosting. So, do you want to go character by character?
Sure, yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so who do you
So
want to
let's start.
start
Who you want
with?
to start with? I just asked you who you want to start
Well,
with. Let's go with Sarisha because I think we meet her first.
yeah, and she's the one who's hosting the Diwali dinner. So this is Sarisha. She's 43. She's been in South Africa. Durban is in South Africa, and she's been there for 10 years. She's married with 2 children. She's Hindu. She has an import export business and aesthetics clinics. And her husband is Vivian, who is this big wheeler and dealer, I think, in property development, hotels, and stuff like that. She's
Oh yeah,
interesting.
they're a power couple. They're a power couple, and I like her because she's coin and she knows she's coin, but she's very just like, okay, whatever. This is just her life. She's not putting on for anyone.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, I like that she's trying to incorporate a bit of her culture into the introducing it to the ladies in South Africa. Um, I will say that these ladies give a different vibe than the Johannesburg ladies. I found that Johannesburg was a little bit more how should their their characters were a bit stronger. Like they smack you in the face. Like Madame smacked you in the face when she entered the room. Not literally, but her presence was known. I'm not really getting that from any of these ladies yet.
No, it seems like a very even keel group. Like they're. But see, I think what it is with this group, I think they're all on a similar level, either through themselves, their husbands, or both. So there's no I'm better than you are. They're all, if you look at it from across the board, they're all pretty even. And I think that's why they have a different smack. They don't smack you in the face because they know where they stand. They know who they are. You don't have to push anything. Whereas Johannesburg, it felt like it was always a fight to see who's queen.
For prominence, yeah, it was really weird. Um, was Sarisha in like on TV? She was like a TV presenter too, or am I getting her mixed up with someone else?
She was in some kind of something. I didn't catch what she did, but I want to say, was it Tobakile who asked her like, well, are you going to be on screen again soon? And then she said she was reading for something.
Listen, fun fact about Sarisha. Um, hold on. In 2014, she was originally cast as one of the original cast members of The Real Housewives of Johannesburg. However, due to copyright issues, the series was rebranded and formatted to Divas of Josie, which aired in 2016. So she's got a history with Housewives.
Oh wow, that is interesting.
Can you imagine if
Hmm.
she was on Johannesburg instead of Crystal? It might have lasted.
Probably, probably.
Oh my god. All right. So she's interesting. The dynamic between her and her husband, like he's always traveling, doing what? I just have questions. Questions.
From what she said, like he was goes to check out hotels, job sites, stuff like that.
Yeah, sure. Sure. Mm-hmm.
You think he has another family? That's what you're trying to say. Never mind.
It's something else is going on. That's what I'm saying. I'm wondering. I'm waiting. Alrighty. So who next we meet? Hold on. Next we meet. Okay, so that was Sorisha.
Sorisha.
Next we meet
Hamotu? I think it's Hamotu
Gomotsu.
next. Yeah.
Gomutsu is next. Who would hold on? This is her. Gomutsu. She is the event planner, the florist. She's married to a rugby player with two kids. She has no idea how to play rugby. She's just, living a good life off of it. She refuses to tell her age. She has three businesses, which is florist, event planning, and a bath and body entity, something or the other. So she's keeping herself busy. I like her. I like her a lot.
She seems, it's weird. She seems very young, but she's not, she's not stupid because she's a businesswoman. Like she has like it's like a youthful vibe to her. Like she's always positive and she tries to see things in the positive light. She's not one to let drama overwhelm her, I think. If that makes sense.
Because it could impact her business. You notice when all of that stuff was going down at the table, Annie is dumb. Annie was instigating that, trying to get it to come out, not knowing what she was opening up. But no, what the event planner? I'm sorry, I'm butchering her name. She was sitting there. She was very uncomfortable because she was good when she was getting new clients from Noku, and the construction lady was telling Noku, don't just follow her on Instagram, book her for your next event. Love that construction lady. um but she was feeling uncomfortable because although she's there as a guest, Sarisha hired her to do the event planning, and then she brought in Annie to bring in the entertainment, and now Annie was acting the fool. She's worried about her business, and Annie is just there to cause trouble.
Right, because you could see where Hamotu knew something was going on, and she knew it was something major because she could feel the tension. Like, how could you not? And she knew better not to entertain that because we have to remember she at that time she's still working. Even though she's a
Yep.
guest, she's still working.
Yep, that's her client, and she said something about because this was filmed this we saw this last year. It was aired last year. Well, in South Africa, it was aired. Um, she was having struggles after the lockdown. She was having struggles. Her business is face to face, it's parties, and none of that was going on. So one, she needed this show to get her business and her brand back out there. Two, she needed the clientele like this show and Sarisha. You're not going to do that to jeopardize anything you got going. I like her. I like her. At times, she seems like a wannabe, but overall, I like her as an individual. I hope this show doesn't ruin her.
I don't think she will because she seems to have a good head on her shoulders, and she's good at reading situations.
And her husband gives her good advice too.
And he supports her too. He gave her great advice. So this is what you do. This is how you do it. And I support you 100%. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about.
Mhm. He reminded me of Coach Shaw. He gave her a pep talk, a locker room pep talk. Oh my god. Not to divert, but I tuned in for a little bit of Salt Lake City last night for the boys get together. Coach Shaw did it. I love Coach Shaw. But there was one point during that get together where I was like, how you don't know what she did?
Oh wow, really?
Because they were asking him how he's holding up and everything and how is it affecting him and
Right.
stuff like that. And he's like, well, we take it one day at a time. Da, da, da. And I just looked at him and I'm like, how did you not know what she was doing? Did you not question
Exactly.
your wealth?
He didn't. He didn't. He didn't want. No, he didn't want to know.
But now you're in the place that you're in. Whatever.
Exactly.
Oh my God. All right. So then next we meet Annie. Annie is married with 3 children. Wait, no, she's about to be married. I swore she says she's married, but she's planning her wedding. So she's about to be married. She has 3 children. She's a dance agent. She has a marketing company and a beauty salon. So these women all got multiple businesses. And this is the Annie who Gomotso contacts to get the Indian dancers for Sarisha's Diwali event. I think I got that right.
Right. That's her friend. They're friends through the industry that they're in. And she called. She's like, because she told Sarisha, she's like, you know what? I think I have someone. Let me give her a call. And then she calls Annie for help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's that. That's that connected thread there.
right. And then we meet Ayanda. Ayanda. I like her personality. Um, she is a music executive and a mom. She has 2 kids, and her late husband was a music superstar, like gospel music, I think she said.
It's gospel. Yes.
Yeah. So she's alone. I don't they didn't say how long ago he passed away, but she described his passing. Um they woke up one morning, he passed out, took him to the hospital. His organs were failing. They got him stabilized, sent her home. The next day she comes back, and within a few hours he was dead. Huh? Like she she herself could be a season.
Right, because she has so much going on, and I felt really bad for both ladies in that instance. I mean,
Mhm.
for Ayana to go through that and to be the one there, and then for her to remember, she will never forget those details, and
Mhm.
that must be difficult for her. But she really did the right thing, and she did a good thing for Nonku by even explaining it, because I think a lot of women would have told her no, or not
Mhm.
right now, or I don't want to relive that. But she told her because she understands that this woman has a child by her late husband,
Well,
and
let's meet Noku.
yeah,
Let's meet her, because she comes in at the Diwali dinner. We don't meet her till the Diwali dinner, and she is the plus one of Thobile, who is the
no big deal.
construction company owner. I think she's more of Thobile is like a friend of the show, and Noku is an actual, what are they holding? They're not holding anything. She's real cast member. Um, she is. Hold on. Do I have notes on her? Anyway, what is she? She's into a winery
Yes,
and something else. She's 41 and she has kids. She's a businesswoman in construction and logistics and a wine company. She was married for 5 years, but it seemed to have been a very bad marriage. But she got out of it. And her daughter happens to be the child of Ayanda's deceased husband. And that is the introduction to the Diwali dinner because all of that comes out at the dinner table.
and it only comes out like you said because Annie was stirring the pot.
Yeah, she was. But I think Noku came in with an attitude as well because Sarisha told everybody this is going to be a vegetarian gathering. She told everybody that. Now, I don't know if because Noku was a plus one and Thombile did not tell her that this was going to be vegetarian, but proper etiquette dictates you just eat what's given to you or pretend to.
That was my thing right then and there, because I didn't see the big deal about not having meat. I've had some great vegetarian dishes in my time where I
Hmm.
didn't miss the meat. Well,
But she started complaining at that woman's table saying, I need meat. I need meat. No, you don't. And so then Ayanda arrives late, sits down, she greets everybody, and she gets to Noku, and she's like, "Hi, my name is Ayanda." Da, da, da. And she's like, "You don't know me?" It's like one faux pas after another with Noku. Time and place, baby. Time and place. It's just weird. Just so bloody weird.
can you give me a one quick moment?
Came in with an aggressive stance, but I think
Debbie,
Ayanda
give me one moment.
handled it beautifully. Mm-hmm.
Right, 2 seconds. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Ayanda handles it well. She doesn't quite know who Noku is at first. Then everything comes out with the help of Annie, who kept on pushing and pushing and pushing. What is the secret? Why are you acting this way? Da 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 da. Noku spills the secret that her daughter is the child of Ayanda's deceased husband. And so then Ayanda says, "Oh, I don't know you, but I know of you." And I couldn't get the timeline. I couldn't figure out the timeline. I don't know if they were pregnant at the same time. I'm assuming that Nonku's daughter is older than Ayanda's kids. I'm assuming that her hookup with Ayanda's husband was before Ayanda got married. So that's what I'm assuming. But they discuss it at the table. Um, in grown folk fashion, and they decide that they are going to meet up privately and talk more, which was really good. We see the rest of the event with oh, there you go. I was babbling.
Thank you, Auntie. My auntie called.
Oh.
Yeah, my aunt. So yeah, but are we still talking about Noku? Or
Yeah. Yeah.
see, okay, with Noku, I did not like her at first because of her attitude. Because I feel like you felt when you're at a dinner, you eat what is served, and you don't complain about it. That's all. And then what you
Mhm.
do is, if you need to leave, you stop by the barbecue place, or the fried chicken place on your way home. It's that simple. No need
Yeah.
to. So I feel it's disrespectful to go to someone's home and complain about the food. Come in and not to be rude, ma'am, you're a plus one.
That compounded it for me. That compounded it for me. She wasn't like an invited guest. She was a plus one and
That
came in with
sour
the
cream,
most drama.
right? And I just did not like her at first. But as we move on, when we see it play out through the 3 episodes, I like that they did it this way. I could see where she was coming from a little bit because she was expecting something from Ayanda and she did not get that. And to her not discredit, but she made some assumptions she shouldn't have made. And Ayanda really showed her a lot of grace.
I have a feeling I'm not really going to like Noku because of her mom, the queen. And I did
Her
see a
mom,
portion of
her
the
mom can go
reunion.
somewhere.
Oh,
Her mom can go somewhere. Her mom can go
but the
somewhere.
portion
Uh,
of the reunion where they ganged up on Ayanda, I was like, what? Now, mind you, I did not watch the full season, so Kira, bear with me. I know that you've watched this. She Noku's a little presumptuous to me, and Queen is even more so. Like, why didn't you bring this up when that man was alive? I'm just saying. Because her daughter is big fucking grown, almost a woman. Big fucking grown. And to be coming after, like, I don't know what Ayanda did or didn't do, but I just think it's kind of shady. Shady enough that and I'm wondering about Ayanda's stylist. I don't know why he raises the hairs on the back of my neck.
so what I was gonna say is her mother don't like her mother. Um, her mama seems like even no piece of her mama's big drama. Don't like that. Don't like the fact that she's too much in the mix.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so they go outside, they see the fireworks, we see the traditional dancers, and that is the end of episode 1. Episode 2, Baby Mama. We pick back up with the Diwali event. Let's see. Um, Hold on. This is where Ayanda and Noku talk. And they come to some sort of agreement where that they're going to continue talking about this, but to me I thought Noku wanted to get closure not only for her daughter but for herself. Like, it seems like she never knew her father at all. um you know, they spoke, I think, about possibly going to visit the grave. They She spoke so fondly of her daughter, like how she just picked up piano with no training at all. She's very musically inclined, just like the father. um Ayanda, I was wondering if Ayanda saw this as, oh my god, she's just like my husband, or oh my god, I see my next client that I can manage. Just say.
Hey, she stay about the money. I ain't mad at her.
Yeah, you know, and I did like, oh yeah, one of Ayanda's sons. has the same gift of picking up some sort of instrument and not needing any lessons, just self-taught. Um, Thobale, she compliments both women on their maturity and how they handled a really rough situation, very maturely. I think that's probably the last we're going to see of that. Oh, I did see the scene where she went to the grave. That was nice. It wasn't, it's coming up, but I think there's moments when Noku is not around by her mom or influenced by her mom where she is rational.
I was gonna ask you about that because I haven't seen everything yet. When she was talking, when her and Ayanda talk, it's a good
Mhm.
vibe that they could be friends. But then I harken back to the scene with the mom and the sister.
You saw, wait,
Noku
you
is
saw
very
friendship?
influenced.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I
The
can see
mom
a
and the
path.
sister.
No,
Hmm.
yeah, I can see a path. I can see a path. I can see a path there. But when I go back and think about the mom and that scene, I'm like, nope. Because this is just me guessing what's gonna happen, and based on Kira's comments too. Ayanda is gonna be gracious and welcoming, but the mom is gonna fill Noku's head with some sort of entitlement because her daughter didn't get a relationship with the father. That's what I'm seeing.
I
That's how
think
I can see
that's
this
part
going wrong.
Noku too, because here's why. Here's
Yeah.
my theory on it. I don't think Noku could ever be a friend to Ayanda because Ayanda had a good marriage and Noku didn't. Noku's
Okay.
husband, I feel, pounded on her. And
Hmm.
I feel like she will never get over that because every time she look at her daughter, she's like, well, I could have had him. Why didn't he choose me? And because he didn't choose me,
Hmm.
I wound up with so and so who was using me as a punching
Right.
bag. So
No,
she'll, unless she goes to therapy and get over that, she's gonna blame Ayanda, and Ayanda
I'm
ain't
gonna
had
go
nothing
with
to
that.
do with it.
Right. I'm gonna go with
It.
you on that one. Here's why. What you said makes sense because she loved him. They
Mhm.
conceived a child out of love, but he still went back to his wife. So in her mind, had Ayanda not been there, she would have been with him, and the, she would have had the great life that Ayanda had, basically.
Here's the thing and make it even worse. I don't think he was married to Ayanda.
Hmm.
I think he was playing the field with both women. I think he gave up his relationship with Noku, even though she was pregnant, and went to Ayanda. I don't think Ayanda knew about Noku until after she was married because of the child.
Okay. Okay.
I feel that's the timeline. Kira, I'm gonna need you to throw in on this because you might know it better than me. Noku
I
is in
thought
on it. Spelling
that's a
names
shame.
wrong. I can't remember now. You close enough, girl, because we mispronouncing them. We know who you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah, I don't believe they were married at the time, right? They weren't married, but I think Ayanda said that she found out about Noku and her little girl when she was pregnant.
6 months pregnant. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So she
So,
knew, like, so
yep.
she like wasn't tripping about it because she's all like, we had split apart. You know, we were on a break, and he met her. She got pregnant. I knew about her. He was trying to come back to me, and he had to, in order for that to happen, he had to tell me. So she's like, I knew when she was 6 months pregnant. I'm like, no wonder you ain't tripping off her like that. But see, here's the
Yeah.
problem, and based on what we're talking about, I have a feeling that Noku is mad at Ayanda for being accepting and not being mad at her for having a baby. I really feel that way on some level. Even though I think part of me thinks they could be friends, but it's more on Noku's part that won't happen because I really feel she expected Ayanda to be mad at him, and for her to leave him. I really, I now
Uh-uh.
we're talking about it.
Wait, hold
Nope.
on. Because don't forget, we're in Africa. Men have babies all over the place. Go back to Young,
Okay.
Famous, and African,
Yeah.
and that couple, and he keep on having babies on her. The one
Right.
that got married,
Annie.
Annie, right? I don't think it's a shock to have babies here, there, and everywhere. I
Okay.
don't think that's the shock. I think Noku is pissed that Annie got what she didn't get.
Ayanda, right?
She got lumps. Yeah, Ayanda. Yeah, Ayanda got this beautiful life she has in her head. She got the fame, the money, the prestige, the marriage. She got this beautiful life. Whereas Noku had to settle for somebody who was beating her up and probably didn't accept her child, right? And then did she get support for that child? We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. So, and her child didn't have the benefit of being with her father. That's
Mhm.
another thing that she's going to be heartbroken about. But I think her child strikes me like Riley Burris.
Right.
Well, so what? He won there. He dead now. Big deal. Like she's not really digging it,
No. Another good
you
point.
know?
It isn't about shock. When Noku, somebody Ayanda would be tortured by like Annie. I agree with that.
Mhm. I think I think Noku is living in her own torment. And she's thinking that Ayanda had this fairy tale life. But did she though? Once a cheater, always a
No.
cheater.
Correct.
So she might not have been pounded on physically, but who's to say she wasn't pounded on mentally? And then
Right.
Ayanda has to live with seeing her husband dead.
Right.
She has to live with that. So I also wonder why Ayanda's boys live in Johannesburg and she's in Durban.
Oh, that's because they're used to the school system there. That's the school system they're used to, and that's the school system they like. She mentioned that in episode one.
Okay, so AKA she only there in an Airbnb to film.
Okay.
That's what I boil that down to. Okay, that's it.
I can't confirm or deny what Debbie just said, y'all.
Oh my god. Okay. What did y'all think about Ayanda's stylist? He's irritating to me.
He's giving me he's giving me great value Don Juan.
I don't know. I think the guy from Young Famous and African, the stylist on there,
Oh, Swaggy. What's his name? Swaggy.
Swaggy. Yeah. He has ruined stylists for me forever.
Yeah.
This dude is bootleg.
Yeah.
I don't know. We see like a little Annie does a little exercise session at her house. Um I didn't care.
Right. Me neither.
I didn't care. What else happened? Annie compares her marriage. This is where the tide turned with me with Annie. It started in this episode at her home with the exercisers. Because we start to find out about her wedding plans. And I liked Annie at first, and then my mind was changing for her. And it started in this episode. Um hold on. And she's one of the people who's talking about Noku and making fun of her wine business. I think Annie needs to stop being like that.
Right.
She's ruining it for me. Um, Sarisha is, I don't know. Sarisha is just going to be planning events throughout all of this. She's thinking of doing another
Yes.
event. This is where she brings it up. It's a gaming night. She wants to do casino. Um, and she's starting to invite all of the ladies. Hold on. Hold on. There was something that happened during their conversation after the workout. Um, Ayanda and Noku actually called each other, and they are planning to get together to talk about the kids, and doing a meeting so that everybody can like the kids can meet each other. Um, okay. Komatsu asked Ayanda if her husband was still alive, if she would have allowed him to take a second wife. And Ayanda was like, I don't know what that is.
Right. That was
Um,
hilarious.
and so then they want to know if she's never met his baby mama, Noku. And she said that she would not have enjoyed her marriage if Noku was in her space. So yes, she knew about her, but knowing
Right.
about someone and then having it constantly here all the time is two totally different things. So, do
For
you
sure.
think that she told the husband, don't bring that woman and that child around me? Do you think Ayanda kept him away from his daughter?
No, I think she's. I think what partially what you're saying is accurate. Like I like I don't want them in my space, but you need to have a relationship with your daughter. I think that's what it was.
Oh, okay.
Because I know some I've known a woman too in that situation. They don't
Mhm.
want that woman and the child in their face, but they always encourage them to have a relationship on their own. And they also encourage if there's siblings involved, they like
Mhm.
the man would take their kids to meet and play with the other child and children, but they would not be coming to the house. I'll put it that way.
But I don't think that happened here because those kids don't know each other. And I'm getting the impression from the old
Right.
butthurt Noku that man didn't come back to be around his kid.
I don't think he did.
So, do you think he used Ayanda's hesitancy to have that in her space as an excuse to ignore his child?
I think that how can I put this politely? I think there were issues there between him and Noku
Hmm.
that either she's unaware of or he never expressed. And I just think he didn't want to be around Noku anymore. So him not wanting to be around Noku anymore, you know, made it not him not really able to see his child. And I think using Ayanda, I think she's assuming that Ayanda is the reason. It was probably him. Because let me be honest. Any man who wants to see his child will see his child. But if there is a big issue with the mother, they they won't make as much of an effort as they would if the mother and him were on good terms. I'll put it that way.
I'm gonna throw another spanner in. Is it Noku or is it Queen?
What do you mean? Oh, he didn't want to deal with the mama. I got you. Okay, I got you. I got you. That could be
Because
it. That
Noku
could be it.
seems rational, but you throw in Queen and the sister.
Yes, I can see him not wanting to deal with Queen. Debbie, that's a great point. I think that's more likely than not because if
Hmm.
he comes around, Queen is going to be involved.
And it's gonna be a
I
money
got,
grab then.
yes, I got you.
Okay, so let's put a pin in that because I think that's gonna play a role in how the season roll out. Okay, so now we get to episode 3, Did we miss anything in episode 2, Jamal?
No.
Okay, so episode 3 is for the sake of the children. So we open up at Sarisha's gaming night. She's at this like gaming club. They got private rooms with private tables. Sarisha got money. Sarisha got
I love
money.
Sarisha. Love Sarisha because
Mhm.
she's, like I said, she's coin. She's coin to the gills, and she knows she's coin. But for her, like I said before, it's her life. This is what she does. She's not tripping, and I like the fact that the ladies love her house. They're like, it's beautiful, this and that, but they generally like her. And since they all have their own, they're not intimidated by her. I like that. I really like that about the show so far.
But if given the chance, I think um um Komozo would drive away in a couple of Sarisha's cars.
Baby, old Jack off and everything.
She would do it and she wouldn't be ashamed of it
Oh,
either.
look what Kira says. Nonku
Mm.
did say her husband didn't like the situation too, if I remember correct. Oh,
Oh, that's
okay,
another thing too. Like, you're not going to want to interfere in another man's house. And the girl technically
exactly.
fell under his house. So,
Hmm. Oh, and what if
uh,
the husband was uncomfortable with him coming around too?
or he was intimidated because that man was a big music superstar. What did he do? Maybe he
And
took
she
it,
loved.
maybe he took his perceived inferiority out on her.
Hmm. And what if she slipped up and said to her husband, like, I will always love him?
Oh, you know what I was thinking? His penis is bigger than yours.
Well, I mean,
He
well,
did me better.
could be.
Child, I don't know. But at the gaming night, we see Annie and Komatsu get together. Annie says she feels bad about what happened at the Diwali dinner. That, she realizes that she was a bit insistent, but she didn't realize that all of that would have happened. But see, this is what happens when you start playing around with Pandora box. You never know what's inside. So they'll teach you to stay out of it. Um,
Hmm.
Annie then apologizes to Ayanda for what happened, because that seemed like a setup and it was badly choreographed. Like, you could tell that these women are not actresses. It's so
Hmm.
bad. But first, Annie and Komozo are talking. Then Ayanda comes in, and Komozo excuses herself and leaves. And so that's when Annie and Ayanda are talking, and she apologizes, which I thought was nice. Hmm. And Ayanda ends off saying, it would have come out eventually, so she ain't really tripping over that. Um, we see Noku and Tobale together. And Noku asked her, how did she like the Diwali event? Um, Noku then turns on Tobale and was like, all of that went down. I don't think you had my back. You weren't there for me. And Noku wants to know, where do your loyalties lay? And I was just like, wait, what? Why are you treating your friend like, well, I thought they were friends.
Right.
It did look like an ambush. It did. Um I just think somebody needs to take Noku to like etiquette classes.
But based on what we've seen so far about her mother, so I mean, what do you expect?
Mm.
I mean, not to be mean, but it's like we tend to learn our social cues and our social graces from our parents. So if her mom is bold and brash and yada yada yada, It stands to reason no one would be the same way.
Yeah, but don't you always want to do better than your parents and improve over them and like aspire to more? Don't your parents
Sure,
want that for you?
but
Like just because you from the gutter don't mean you always got to stay in the gutter.
if no one's told you what you're doing is wrong, or no, you've never seen someone tell your parents what you're doing is wrong, like why would you try to do better?
I just feel like Noku carries her sadness and her hurt and lashes out at everybody because of it. She need therapy.
Hmm.
She
I
need
can go with that.
therapy. Because so Bale, she's the nicest one out of this crew. I like her. She complimented you two on how maturely you handled the situation and now you're attacking her at the next event. Do right. Oh my god. Anyway, Sorsha decides that she is going to have a little competition on who is dressed the best. They will get 1,000 rand to donate to their favorite charity. And the best dress award goes to Ayanda. Um, and that was the end of the night, I guess. Um, we see Annie going for her wedding dress fitting. I had no hopes for that wedding dress when I saw the fitting, but that was just like the pattern cloth that wasn't the real
Right.
cloth. But I was just wishing somebody had thought to tell her to put on some Spanx. It was a lot that I did not want to see. Um I did see the actual wedding dress. It's beautiful. Good job. Who was our designer again? Jackie Emmanuel. Girl, you worked miracles. Loved it. Next, we see Noku talking with her daughter, Nothile. And please forgive me for the pronunciations of these names, but this is the daughter that is the child of Ayanda's deceased husband. And she's asking her if she remember her father much. She tells her that she's going to meet Ayanda and if she would be willing to meet that side of her family. And she seemed okay.
Hmm.
I, I like there was one quote that came out of this section that I really liked and I wrote it down. She said, "Life is to be lived forward but understood backwards." I thought that that was really poignant, and I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna write that down on my desk. I really liked that. Um, Next, we see Annie and Komotsu getting together after work. Um, Annie, Annie, this is where Annie lost me. Komotsu is so excited that Annie's getting married, right? And asking her all these questions about it. Why? Because she's a florist, she's an event planner, and she's probably looking to try and secure you as a client.
Right.
Annie's sitting there going, I don't know why she's so excited. I'm not sharing anything with her. I'm only sharing it with the people that I'm inviting to my wedding. I was like, bitch, what? What? I just thought that that was so rude. So
Exactly.
rude. But she's inviting her and the other women to the bridal shower. And this to me seems like this was not a real wedding event. This was something that was just for the show.
Right. We take everything into account, and it really does look that way. I can't disagree with you on that.
And then the way how Annie talked about Kanotsu, but yet Kanotsu gets the limo for the event to take all the ladies to. Annie is so easily bought.
But then she said when she got a limo, so I'm not the biggest fan of limos. I'm like,
She's a
okay, just say okay.
ingrate.
Just say
Yeah,
thank you.
But she can't. I don't think she has the capacity to do that. There's something wrong with that girl. I don't know. Um, it's at the it's at the Rich Champagne Club, basically a club. These are
Hmm.
grown women and
Right.
women of a certain society level, like Sarisha, she don't go to the club.
She said when she said her expiration date has passed for the club, I hollered. I hollered. She's like, I don't do this.
But she came dressed to the I loved how she came dressed. I think I'm gonna have fun watching Sarisha and her outfits. I ain't gonna lie. We see Ayanda and Noku finally meet up. This is where Noku asks her how um Sifiso died. That's the guy's name. And Ayanda tells her the story, and that was a lot. That was a lot. Um, Ayanda says she's opening her heart and home to Nothele. Um, Noku is sitting there saying she can't read Ayanda. Just take her words at face value and call it a
Right.
day.
That's all you can
It's
do at
supposed
this
to be
point.
for your kid.
Right.
Ayanda tells her that she and her boys have something special planned, but it's a surprise. And Ayanda is trying to find things that they have in common so that she can make this work. Because I
And
guess now that the man is out of the picture, it's easier to deal with her.
the surprise is a beautiful thought. I really
Mm-hmm.
appreciate Ayanda for that. To have a portrait made of her late husband and Notile, I thought that was beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. Du- 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 du. We see Annie calling to invite Ayanda to the bridal shower, and she's nervous to invite the church lady. It's little comments like that that get me sick with Annie.
Hmm.
Um. Okay, so Noku then meets with Mabusi, and she gets the text from Annie about the bridal shower. Mabusi is a friend of Noku. They've known each other for a long time. Um, and we also find out that Noku has a boyfriend in Cape Town. So she ain't exactly alone. Mm-mm. Um, Next we see Sarisha and Ayanda meeting up for lunch. They chat about the workout session at Annie's house. Sarisha asks her about um, Ayanda meeting with Noku, so they talk about that. This is where Ayanda says she found out about Noku when she was 6 months pregnant. Um, and she tells Sarisha about the portrait, which is the surprise that they're preparing for Noku's daughter. Sarisha then admires how the two women are handling the situation. Um, we get into the limo. We're going to the bridal shower, and this why there's another reason. Annie actually had the balls to say when the girl gets the limo and calls her and says, "Be at the house. We're coming for you." Annie thinks that they're hijacking her plans. She's such an ungrateful girl.
It's just a limo. We're just coming to pick you up to take you to your event in style. Chill.
And then like they get to the club and Annie complains that somebody's in a fur jacket. And Annie used to be a dancer at the club, and Noku's nipples are out. What is happening at this event? This is the weirdest event ever. I'm assuming that it's because it's their first season that it's kind of amateurish. I hope it gets better in season 2. But that was all I got for episode 3. Um, best 3 hours that I spent in the longest time.
I'm enjoying the show. I like the ladies for the most part, and I'm excited for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's different. I like the Housewives of Africa a lot. The different franchises that they have. I still miss Johannesburg, but oh well. We have Durban now, so this has 2 seasons. Each season has 12 episodes, which includes a two-part reunion. So it's 10 regular season episodes plus two-part reunion. The
Perfect.
reunion is hot for season 1. I'm so messed up how I watched this, but I'm excited. I'm glad that it's happening. That was 3 episodes. I wonder if they're going to show 3 episodes on Friday night.
I'm curious too. I
It'd be
like
good if they could
I
get
don't
this wrapped up in a month.
exactly.
It'd be good if they could do that. What are your overall thoughts of the 3 episodes?
Overall, great
Mm-hmm.
beginning. I like the fact that we get to know a lot. I feel like I know a lot about the ladies already, and I can
Mm-hmm.
feel like they're actual friends because you see right away how Noku was like, "Friend, where were you?" And it wasn't passive. It wasn't passive. It wasn't passive aggressive. It was like, "Friend, where were you?" And I appreciate that.
But there was no need for Tombale to have her back. They were having a civil discourse. It wasn't ratchet.
Right. I'm just saying, like the fact it wasn't passive aggressive. It was
Mm-hmm.
she said how she felt, and it was. I'm like, I appreciate that.
Durban. Okay, so Durban. Oh, wait, hold on. Jamal, they might be showing this in threes for real. Hold on. Episode 4, episode 5, episode 6. They're showing it. 3 episodes every Friday night. So they're going to get this wrapped up. Your mic is on mute.
There we go. I think the first season is 10 episodes.
Plus a
It's 10.
two-part.
Okay,
Yeah, plus a
for some
two-part.
reason
Yeah, so it's
I don't know why I
12.
thought it was 12. I don't know why I thought it was 12 and two.
No, no, because second season is the same way.
Oh, it doesn't hit. Okay, it doesn't hit Peacock until Saturday. Got it. Okay,
Right. Mm-hmm.
that's what it is. I
So
cannot wait.
this is going to be good. I'm going to like these ladies a lot. Well, some of them. And we still have one more to meet.
Right.
Kanko or
Yeah.
Kanku or however you say her name. Um, I'm interested to see how they're going to fit her in and why haven't we seen her already?
I wonder whose friend she is. I have a feeling with her, she was probably the last one in as a full time because we're meeting her so late. That's my guess.
Do you
Like you
think
know
we're
how
going to
she's
see
the
the wedding?
Annie's wedding.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think so. I would think this would be season two.
Damn. Hold on. It's a beautiful wedding though. Cause nosy me had to go and look it up. Especially after seeing that dress. And here is a sneak peek. Hold on. She looked pretty. I love the hair, the makeup, the dress, the
Oh, it looked all really
veil.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. So what we saw was just like she did the pattern and then
Right.
she'll cut the real cloth from that. But child, I don't like Annie. I don't like
Like,
Queen. No Cool I could barely stand, but she's hurt. So I'm cutting her some slack because I feel she's
right.
hurt. Child.
We're gonna give you some slack, no. We're
So
gonna give you some slack.
so we're on for the next 3 episodes, right?
Yeah.
All right. So guys, this will be part of our roster. So get ready next week. Tomorrow we'll be doing ugh, Sister Wives, Cody and Robin and their dumb asses. Um, what'd you think about the episode? This week's episode.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. I'll watch it
Oh,
again
you
tomorrow.
haven't?
I'll watch it tomorrow morning. Yeah.
It'll make you angry.
Oh, I know. I've been seeing it all over YouTube, and I've been getting alerts. I'm like, oh, people are pissed.
I felt bad for Christine, but she handled herself better than I would have. And then I was mad with Janelle. I was mad with Janelle.
Right.
Girl. Anywho, guys, bring your notes. We're doing Sister Wives tomorrow. Get ready to pounce all over Cody and Robin. Sob and Robin. All right, Jamal, any final thoughts on the first 3 episodes of The Real Housewives of Durban?
No, we are good to go. Looking forward to this franchise.
Yes, yes. And how quickly it will go. 4 weeks and we're done. All right, y'all. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Until next time, take
Yep.
care. Bye.